clinical research in the field of neurodegenerative diseases, brain and muscle regeneration, and molecular biology. Currently, she's leading the Tender Horizon 2020 project at Omilítria and coordinating the different stakeholders' involvement across Europe. Here we go. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Welcome, everyone. I will talk about ethical dilemmas raised by carers of persons with dementia. Our goal was to dive into ethical challenges and the needs for education in this field among carers living with dementia, because it is very important to understand that when we are addressing challenges in dementia field, we need to specially address also the carers, because both a person with dementia and his or her carer belong to a vulnerable group of persons. And we use terminology vulnerability to describe individuals or populations where real or perceived deficiencies limit their ability to function and protect themselves from risks. So many of the critical ethical issues in informal caregiving arise from the fact that carers come to share, for example, space and life in reduced circumstances of the person with dementia. And we performed a survey with formal and informal carers under the project At Home, and also interviews with informal carers with interviewing them when counseling on our telephone at Omilítria. So we included 48 participants. These were family carers, informal carers as volunteers, social workers, workers in homes of elderly, psychologists, and healthcare workers. So 73% of participants were family carers, and 27% of participants were carers that are working in health and social care. That means formal carers, we say formal carers for carers that are providing care for paid work. And let us see the results. So the ethical challenges that most repeatedly were raised among carers that are providing unpaid care, that means family members, volunteers, friends, were in regards to tracking the person. For example, providing the person the tracking device in order to know where she or he is, or in order to intervene if a person gets lost or something happens and the person needs assistance. And this was a real challenge that people reported. For example, how would a person feel? How can I communicate with a person to give that device or a smartwatch or something to him or her? Then the next thing was restricting activities. Carers felt challenges. For example, they need to restrict the person to carry the activity that can harm her or him, or can cause potential danger or trigger danger situation. And also, they felt pressure of the responsibility and decision-making, for example, with the treatments and also monitoring the health condition of a person, and being the one to talk with a formal carer, for example, to talk with a nurse or with a doctor instead of a person with dementia. Now, on the other hand, the formal carers also faced challenges, and these were mainly concerning for how long to leave the person alone. For example, this was raised from carers that are working in homes for elderly. As you know, in COVID times, they have different procedures, and they were feeling pressure because they needed to leave a person alone for some time. And also they felt pressure on deciding about the quality of life of a person, about different proposals they need to make, and the person resists on that proposals. Also, they felt challenged about deciding about the health status of a person. So asking the right questions, collect the insightful information to facilitate the care. As if you know this field, you probably came across that person with dementia often may feel that does not need help, or this is not for her, or something. Yeah, this is for others that need help. Yeah. So here you can see that mainly challenges that were reported were from informal carers, but also formal carers are a group of people that need to discuss challenges that are faced. So informal carers play a significant role in assisting patients with dementia, including their involvement in making legal and moral decisions related to treatment, providing relevant information to the formal carer instead of a person with dementia, and they feel that pressure. They also express a need for support with making sensitive decisions. Managing the caretaking function is also significant in how carers experience dementia care. So private spaces become public with moving formal carers and other people also in and out. And home takes a new meaning, which are defined by the disability of a person or the need of care. So carers are also looking forward to the disease progression and feel dilemmas about what they will do about the future plans. On the other hand, formal paid care is much more episodic. Formal carers move into and out of the caring space much more readily. They are not tied to the space for the delivery of care in the same way as informal care. It's not 24/7 job. So challenge that exists is the complexity of clarifying patient wishes. So the challenge in making healthy boundaries is more related to informal care, because being an informal carer, that means that you are a carer night and day. And yes, of course, challenge concerning the euthanasia topic was also raised. So allowing people to choose the moment of their death is an ethical issue that should be embedded in sound clinical and legal frameworks. And in the case of persons with dementia, it raises further ethical questions concerning the capacity to make the choice and who should be involved in that decision. And this is a very complex challenge for the society. So being a carer for someone with dementia affects the carer's physical and mental health, well-being of a carer, and his social relationships. So more education and support are needed to assist the carers with facing ethical dilemmas, and carers should have access to support and services tailored to their needs in order to effectively respond to and manage the physical, mental, and social demands. Also, healthcare and social care professionals shall be trained on how to identify support, reduce the stress and burnout of carers, but also for themselves. So when designing dementia-friendly communities, we need to pay careful attention also for all those people that are surrounding a person with dementia.